At first glance, it looks almost mysterious. A wooden box with strings, keys, and a hand crank. But for centuries, the hurdy-gurdy has captivated audiences across Europe with its unique and unmistakable sound. The instrument traces its origins back to the 10th century, when its ancestor, the organostrum, required two people to play, one turning the wheel and another operating the keys. Over time, it evolved into a smaller instrument that could be played by a single musician and found a home everywhere from royal courts to village festivals and roadside performances. Instead of a bow, the hurdy-gurdy uses a rosined wheel that continuously rubs against the strings, creating a sound often described as a mechanical violin. Its signature drone provides a constant musical foundation while the melody dances above it. Listen closely and you'll hear the instrument change character. As the wheel turns faster, the sound grows brighter, louder and more vibrant. Slowly cranking becomes a gentler, softer tone. Thanks to the support of the Franklin County Visitors Bureau, Robert Mouland brought this remarkable piece of living history to our community at the Conaghan Institute, and it'll continue throughout the year at our October event. Now let's hear from Robert about his own experiences in the living history world.
Robert Mouland. I'm a musician from Berks County, Pennsylvania. I've been doing this at historic sites and museums now full-time for 35 years. Do multiple instruments, the dancing puppets as well. I have antique instruments. I specialize in historic music. I grew up in northernmost New Jersey up on the New York State border, and I was always surrounded by old houses and fascinated by them. But when I was 12, they had discovered, it was called the Baylor Massacre. There was a Revolutionary War unit that had been massacred by the British and Hessians in a barn in my town, and they threw all the bodies into a tannery pit. And when I was 12, me and my friend Stevie Raysack went because they found them and started digging them up and brought up artifacts over time. That and the Swamp Fox on TV.
Awesome.
There's a lot of people my age that are going to say the Swamp Fox on TV. And the Scarecrow of Romney Marsh. But that had a big effect on me when I saw the archaeological dig. I'd always been a history nut. And when I was looking, I had done antique reproduction furniture. I taught, I was a commercial fisherman out of Cape May. Done a lot of things in my life, but history has always been something that fascinated me. And the interest of music is that there's songs and tunes that people hear today that go back, way back in time, and we don't make that connection. Well, a lot of the tunes that we think of, for example, this is George Washington. Everyone thinks that his favorite tune to march to was Yankee Doodle. That's not true. It was actually a tune called Jamaica. And Yankee Doodle was actually published in a book by James Aird in 1778, and it's in a form that most people wouldn't even recognize. So a lot of these tunes get recycled. A lot of songs that we know of that came from later times were actually recycled, and just the broadside would have the poetry, the lyrics to it, and say sung to the tune of. And you'll find that extensively. No such thing. That's a loaded question. American history, probably Thomas Jefferson or Ben Franklin. Again, curious minds, not contained by one narrow set of views. They were willing to look at a larger universe. That to me is always what's the most interesting.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.